What's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
It's Fred Lenart's the subprime hero.
And we are excited to be brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee podcast. That's what I feel like when I had a little bit of sun. Man, it felt like
magical.
Man, it felt good to have a little bit of that. Just had a nice retreat with the family. And we had Nick Lenartz with us. We had a couple travel buddies that were riding around, had a great time. But guess what? We are ready to have a great show with you tonight. And we are pumped up to get this week started in the right way. So do us a favor. Tag a car guy, tag a car gal. It's the Late Brew, and we are excited to be brewing with you. What's going on, Dan Williams, my man? What's going on?
He's turning into a little hip-hop star right now. He's got some music coming out. He was hanging out with Lazy Bone. He was with Lazy Bone the other day, dude. I was just talking about, he was on my show. I talked about Bone. He put me on the spot and he says, hey, you do a lyric. Do a lyric from one of them songs, right? But he was with, and then he happened to be hanging out with Lazy Bone the other day, man. That is so cool, bro. I appreciate you for jumping on, man. I love what you're doing out there. I love that you're out there having a good time. You live in that LA life. You're just doing it right, man. And it's dope, man. So keep sharing those videos, keep doing your thing, and keep growing and keep growing, man. Awesome stuff. Excited about that.
Excited that we have so many big things going on with all. Let me see. Should have FaceTime. Yes, you should have.
Yeah.
Yes, you should have FaceTime.
And I would have been with my wife too. My wife would have been like, "Hey, Lazy, you know what I'm saying?" Because I think she's met him twice. Because every time she comes down, she ends up somehow getting into backstage somehow. This happens. It's clean. It's PG-13 though.
Yeah,
that's right. So,
mom,
man, I appreciate you for being here. So, folks, man, what's going on? Hope everybody's been doing good. We just got back from our spring breaks. I loved it. Spring break 2021. I think a lot of people enjoyed a spring break right now. I think a lot of us needed one. I think a lot of us are trying to have some normalcy. There was everywhere I went was packed. It was packed.
The roads.
I
haven't seen the roads like this in, a year. It's crazy. But
that's good. Business is rolling. Car dealerships are rocking. Life is good.
Yes. So again, life is so good that we get the chance to brew with all of you incredible solutionaries out there. So do us a quick favor, because we got a fresh cup brewed up and ready for you. We got a special guest that's coming into the cafe tonight, but go ahead and throw a coffee cup emoji inside of the comments. And let's get ready to brew some solutions. I want to put a quick message out there from some of our incredible partners that are making sure that we are always brewing solutions. You see that right up there? That's the dealership Toolkit, and they are brewing solutions on a daily basis.
You know what's up?
To help you solve the problems that are inside of your store and help you capture your business, increase your ROI, and really just boost morale. Folks, check this out. When everything just comes together.
Make sure. Make sure you share. As we're doing this, share. Tag a car guy, tag a car gal, tag somebody who's looking to constantly grow right now. Because we got some great stuff getting ready to go down. We're getting ready to do a follow-up interview with our man, Charles Higgins. Man, you guys have heard that term from us. We about to Higgins him up right now. Get him in here, share some stuff, see what he's been up to, man. 2021's been an inspirational year. Earlier, I was talking to him on the clubhouse, and he was telling me about a new salesperson, been there for 4 months, just rocking and rolling. Impressive stuff, man. It's cool that you're part of his journey. Leaving your legacy with them, man. There's some dope stuff. So we are pumped up. Make sure you tag, though. Tag this stuff out.
Get it out there, folks.
Get it out there.
For those of you that don't know who driving with Charles is, it's this incredible guy that's part of the alumni. See, if you look just above my head, it's that guy sitting inside of the car. That is Charles Higgins. And he is a solutionary of solutionaries. He is a 20-plus car vet that has been solving problems for customers, building his own business, making sure that people inside of his community know him, know how to get a hold of him, and know what it's like building a relationship through the experience of doing business with him. And he is somebody that's inspiring us, but has also been inspired by some of the stuff that we poured out there. Because really, it's so important to keep your mind in the right place. Otherwise, you can easily go down the tube of despair inside of this business, especially with the rejection you deal with.
Man.
But Charles is a big big advocate for the 3F message, but we'll get him on here to do that with us. So, Fred, I mean, I want to say so much more, but I really just want to get.
Let's just bring him on. Let's bring him on, man.
Let's just get this going real quick. Car guys and car gals coming into the room, the one, the only, Charles Higgins. Check him out. There he is.
What's going on, guys?
Solo in a minute. What's going on, brother? You doing all right?
Oh, man, doing wonderful. Got my coffee, got Brewing Solutions, baby.
That's right. Get you some
of that. That's right. That's what we're doing every single day. Let's brew. So, Charles, man, it's great to have you on the show, man. We're looking forward to this follow-up. It's been a nice journey with you. We've got to see you twice in person now. That's more than anybody else that I've even dealt with on social media. Seriously. So it's pretty awesome, man. I'm so glad that you're here tonight, man. It's appreciate you staying up late. I know you got a long work day tomorrow, but we're going to have some fun, man. Let's do this. So follow-up. We do, follow-up. It's something that's kind of new. We're going to be doing a lot of these coming up soon. We're going to have a whole series of follow-ups with some amazing solutionaries that we've interviewed in the past to check out what they're doing these days. I'm not going to name drop El Patron, Glenn Lundy, Dave Villa, stuff like that, and of course, what we're doing right now, Mr. Charles Higgins, man. So we're pumped up about it, man. So what's fresh? What's new with you, man? Let's talk about some fresh news. You got the Ford lineup. What's hot with Ford right now?
Well, right now it is the Mach-E, the all-electric Mustang. Mach-E is on the lot. The Bronco Sports have been selling like crazy. We can't keep them on the lot. They're selling 6 to 8 hours. They're gone. And then, of course, you got the full-size Bronco that is coming out. And the one thing, because I'm a tech geek, so third quarter of this year, I'm looking forward to self-driving or hands-free driving coming to the F-150 and the Mach-E Mustang. So
that's some interesting stuff. I read a pretty cool article today about the Ford Bronco. There's already a bunch of dealers that are going to dedicate their own showroom. They're going to build a new showroom just for the Bronco. It's still a Ford product, but it's going to be a Bronco showroom. So that's pretty unique, so I think that's going to be pretty cool. I've seen a couple of the plans they put out for those. It's kind of a unique, futuristic looking, old school. I love it. I love Ford Bronco, man. So I've seen you had a few of the Ford Bronco Sports come in and sell. How they running? People liking them, or what's the consensus on those?
People are loving them. I've been fortunate. All the customers that I've dealt with on them have pulled me into these Bronco Sport forums. So I've been able to help a lot of people through the forums, and people are going crazy with them. They are doing a lot of customization. My last customer, she just wrapped her entire Bronco in a metallic orange. So she put wheel spacers on it, bigger tires, lift kit. I mean, people are going crazy over them. So they're a lot more capable than what meets the eye, I guess.
I believe that. The Bronco Sport 2, when I saw the original videos that they came out with talking about both of them, when they introed the whole Ford new Bronco and all that, it looked pretty cool. I mean, I aesthetically, I love the new full-size Bronco, of course. The Bronco, to me, the Bronco Sport, it's cool if I was into that style of vehicle. I like more of that boxier look. I really do like that Bronco. I do. I'm in love. I may have to, if my brother wasn't at a Ford dealership, I'd have to come down there and buy it from you, but I'm going to have to get it from my brother, of course. Right. He just got promoted, man, recently to GSM of the store. He was the sales manager. Now he's the GSM. So he's feeling really good about himself. I'm proud of him. He's doing well, man. He's been there at that store for 9 years. Ford strong. He's doing it. But yeah, man. So, well, man, longer, 9 years, probably 10 years. Crazy. So, but no, man, that's awesome stuff. So when you're talking about the self-driving stuff, that's really crazy, isn't it? How vehicles are starting to get that way where we can just go hands-free. I'm looking forward to that. I kind of have that already because I have a son that's 17. So it kind of helps. But, the craziest thing is I'd probably trust the vehicle more than I do my son. So, but now my son's a great driver, actually. He just brakes a little hard. But just being real. But no, man, but I'm just happy to have him back. First half of this week, I was gone and we were down in Orlando, and then we got back. And as soon as we got back, he jumped in a car with Lou's daughter and her now fiance, and drove all the way down to Gulf Shores, and they were down there having a good old time this week. So hanging out with Lou, and they just got back tonight. So now it's back to the grind, but I'm pumped up, man, because we got a lot of stuff going down. We kind of dropped a few nuggets with Charles, so we're not going to spill beans on that yet, but there's beans going to be spilled. I'll spill them. Okay. We're going to spill beans on that right now. So
Let's just spill some beans.
I can't help it, man. I'm excited about it. Folks, you guys know, man, we got our consultant company. It's coming out. It's happening. We're going to be helping people. We're going to be helping dealerships open. I've had some conversations about that. I'm going to be doing a lot of things for this community, helping salespeople starting with the little man. People who say the salespeople, they need the help. We want to help them grow. The future, dealers, GMs, sales managers, listen to me. The future is branding salespeople. I'm telling you, what if they leave? Whoa. Let me tell you something. What if you don't do it? They're not going to sell as many cars. They're going to end up losing clientele to people, not to dealerships. Now we need to brand our stores and we need to make them nice, but you need to affiliate your salespeople with it. But if you build the right culture, they won't go anywhere, man. I promise you. But it comes down to people want to buy from people. If we want to keep it as a brand, it's not going to work. Carvana and Vroom are going to kick our ass. I'm telling you, we need to sell as individuals, as a brand. That's why we have people like Charles doing his thing right now. Drive with Charles. I'm telling you, it's a brand. That brand works a multitude of ways. It's supposed to be a podcast that he's supposed to be doing. I'm waiting for that to happen. Come on, Charles. I want to be on that show. I do.
Bring it.
Hey, great things. The Great Wall of China wasn't built in the night. You know what I mean? I'm saying, but
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? The no, I won't say it, dude. That's too recent. So anyway, but no, dude, you need to just, that's what it's about. And Charles is one of those guys I think he knows that, and he knows that as a person, maybe not necessarily as a dealership, but as an individual, he knows if I brand myself, I'm going to have easier way of selling vehicles. Technically, I probably could work less and sell more. It'll be easier because people will come in knowing me already. They'll know my brand. They know who I am before they get here. They know who you are before they get there. How much less time would you spend with somebody negotiating or worrying about, I don't know if I should buy from you. They already want to buy from you. That's the brand, folks. Understand that.
The only reason why you're talking to people is because they want to buy something.
Fact.
That's the only reason why you became relevant inside of their life.
Yep.
Okay. If you sold wagons, then that's, what you would be talking about. But you sell automobiles, right? And
automobiles.
So you're only worried about, they're only worried about you at the moment because of what it is that they want to get from you. At that point, there's something specific that you begin to sell to them, and you're in that transaction. You, Charles, what is it that when building your brand, you're doing to make sure that a person understands what they're getting? Because we talked earlier, right? It's not necessarily just a product.
No, it's not. I mean, the biggest thing that I tell all my customers is, even whether they buy from me or not, they get my contact information, and I tell them, I don't care what it is. If it's automotive related, I'm your guy. Call me. If you get a flat tire, call me. If you're broke down somewhere, you don't know, you're traveling, call me. We'll figure it out together. I'm here for you. Anything you need. And I do. I have people that call me all day, text me, hey, this is going on with my car. Hey, not a problem. I'll get you scheduled with service. I'll text them back or call them back, say, hey, this is what I got set up for you.
Yep.
And I'm just super appreciative of that, and the word spreads. I have people that reach out on Facebook, and we had an internet lead come into our internet department the other day off the dealer's website. And they flipped it to me, and I'm like, who's this person? But read through the notes, they asked to speak with me. And I point blank asked her, I was like, what made you ask for me? Well, I see your stuff on Facebook.
Boom. Priceless.
I was like, oh, okay. Well, appreciate it.
Because you did one video, right?
Charles,
you did one.
How much
video?
did you spend on that video?
Yeah.
How much did you spend to advertise yourself on Facebook?
Zero.
Yeah. Right. And yeah,
Zero.
exactly. That's
Right.
the point.
So you
Yeah,
spent
and I love
$0, but you did it how many times? Once, probably. You just made one post and gave up.
Every day. multiple
Every
times a
single-
Oh
day.
man, sounds pretty
Sounds
consistent to me.
Yep.
Yes, it does.
Consistency is the key. I mean, and I put out blog posts every day.
Mhm.
All throughout the day, depending on the platform that I'm posting on. But and that was one of the things she had read. She had read about buying a car. It was a blog post that it did, and that's what ultimately led her to me. It wasn't a video. It just happened to be a blog post that she caught her eye, and so yeah, it does. Word of mouth spreads fast, but you have to put that solution out there, and that's my solution. Is that if you have a question, if you have a problem, come see me. If I don't know the answer, I will find out for you, and I just don't want you to have to go to 4, 5, 6 different people to find the answer. Just
Smart. Come to me. Even if it feels weird, just do it. It's okay. I like
Yep.
weird. But like Charles said, man, if there's a problem, he'll solve it.
That's right.
Check out the hook while DJ revolves it. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that you give Charles a hook up, folks. I love it, man. Hey, Charles, what has been probably the hottest item out there for an individual salesperson what's something they should be doing right now that you would just, if you were to give them one tip, like, hey man, if you just give me one quick tip, what would it be that would help me be able to generate more business? What would it be?
I would say whatever you do, whether it's posting a photo, posting a video, whatever it is, just do it every day.
Yes.
Just be consistent. It doesn't matter what it is. If people see it time and time again, it gets in their brains. They start to believe it. They see that you're real and that you actually do care enough to actually keep posting about it every day. You got to stay consistent. I mean, that is the key. It doesn't matter if you're just putting a text post up, every day when you get to work, you're saying, hey, I'm here. If you need anything, call me. It can be as simple as that. But if you're doing it every day, people will start to see it and engage with it. And then it just spreads like wildfire.
As long as you make it a consistent part of your habitual salesmanship, your marketing plan, you make it a part of your habit, it becomes a part of the habit of your audience, which eventually then they are consistently understanding that when there is the time that they need your help, they know who to reach for. And that's what, again, it takes time. See, so the part that is hard to explain to people is that this is a result that you cannot see inside of a day. You cannot see where it is that you are in 3, 4 months, 6 months from now, today. And when you're talking to a salesperson that's new on the floor and that's passionate about, let's get some results, let's get going, you have to speak to them in a manner that says, I need you to look way into the future and then come backwards with it, right? So you need to be able to say, look, what I want you to think of is being able to help this many people make this amount of dollars for you and your family and be able to put yourself in these positions. But you can't get there tomorrow, but you have to start sowing that seed tomorrow. Otherwise, you will not have that fruit in 6 months from now, in 3 months from now, even in 30 days from now.
Yeah.
Right. Or Saturday. Today's Monday. You need to start sowing seeds so that you have the appointment set up for Saturday, Friday, all the way backwards. But having that conversation with a new person, what would you say is one of the most important things that they have to get across to their customer as they're trying to convince somebody else that they're the ones to do business with? Because Carvana and Vroom and every other master of marketing is describing something specific to the customer. What is it that you're saying that a salesperson would have to make sure that they do with their sales, with their clientele?
Well, and it's kind of twofold. I mean, one, we're actually going to listen and we're going to feel what they're feeling. We're a person. We're not a computer that you're telling your problem to. You're coming to me with a problem. Either your car broke down, you need another vehicle, or your family's growing or is shrinking and your vehicle needs to change. You're bringing a problem to the table, and it's my job to provide the solution to you. And, I know anytime I have a problem, part of that solution is I want some type of comfort. I want some kind of empathy. Well, you can't get that from a computer. You just can't. So that's the first part of it. Dealing with an individual like myself, or whether it's a new sales guy or, someone that's been doing it for 20 plus years, you have to relate to that customer. That's part of our jobs, is to relate and understand where the customer's coming from, not only the problem, but where they're coming from, so we can provide the best solution. But at the end of that, it's not just going to go away. If you have a vehicle if you have problems with your vehicle or something changes again, guess what? We're still there. We can still help you. We're going to be calling to check in on you. Carvana and, the other guys, they're not going to be calling, hey, how's your car doing? Oh, by the way, did your son win the state basketball championship? Carvana's not going to do that. Carvana doesn't care. Carvana's not given to the little league team in your town. I mean, it's so big.
And so with that, and I'm going to play both sides.
I mean, because you're touching on a lot of, because you hit a lot of nuggets when it comes to why it is different to buy from a dealership than it is. And so you just kept dropping one after another, and that's, look how many reasons there are. We need to make sure that when those reasons are validated, and I think that's kind of the backside of, I think, Lou might be going with it. There's a lot of them.
There's a B E in this.
Yeah, you may do that, but there's that guy that's in the office next to you that doesn't do any of that, right? That when you call in for a customer, has an issue with the vehicle, they're like, I don't even remember who you are. I just bought it from you last week, Mr. Johnson. Who?
Did I get paid on that yet?
I'm sorry, I don't. That's a shame because it happens. There's also the time, when the customer, you call, they don't do the birthday, well wishes, or hey, ask them about their kids' track meet or whatever it is, right? That's just those things you would think are supposed to be normal. We would think that as being in the people business, we are people and we do that. But the problem is that a majority of us, and I'm going to say us because it is the car business, a majority of us do it completely wrong, and they do it for the wrong reasons. They don't care about follow-up. They don't care about what their clients buy. And, and when they do have an issue, they don't want to do anything to help them. They have no sympathy for them, and it's a shame. And it really is. And it's a lot more than you can imagine. I'm around a lot of great car guys and great car gals and great people, but I'm also been around a lot of them that don't know what they're doing. And they're lost in the sauce, but that's what makes highlights like what we do great. But at the same time, it also if you look in the client's eye, when their average client walks in, they're dealing with somebody who, lack of a better word, is a Momo that just can't do it. And just, like I said, lost in the sauce, and just really don't, let me show you this vehicle. Oh, I don't know. I mean, they get confused. And it's like, I have a salesperson, not going to say his name, but every question I ask him, you ask him a direct question, he's always never knows the answer. And he just literally walks out of the sales office and goes and gets the answer and comes back. It drives me nuts. It's like, how do you not know that answer? It's like simple stuff. Dude, is he married? Turns around and walks out the damn office and goes out and I'm like, oh my God, you don't ask those questions when you're talking with them. Like, it's all those little things. And it's not that this salesperson is a bad person. He's just a Momo. He's not, and I love him dearly, but he's a Momo, and he's not the best at talking to people. That's something that can be fixed. I don't know how. I've been trying for 3 years, but I love the guy. He has the biggest heart. And when he doesn't get confused, and don't take this, and he knows who I'm talking about, and I would tell him to his face, and I love the guy. Right. So, I'm not going to say his name at lack of respect, because, that's behind closed doors. I'm not ridiculing him in public, sort of, because I didn't say his name. So, but it'll happen. And it's like, what is dude, why are you rushing everything? But when he doesn't do that, when he actually isn't the Momo, right? When he actually answers the questions and he goes through and he collects all the answers that he needs to have before he presents me with like a force, anything. So it's like, hey, great. The customers love him because he's harmless. And I kind of like that. I like that a lot in a way. I like when my clients don't feel like they're getting the shaft or somebody is too underhanded and really too slick, you know, kind of way too, you know, greased hair, like that kind of like, oh man, this guy's going to probably get me. You know, and we really try not to portray that at our stores. We try our best to make it more of a people and all that. And that, so is, you know, I hate calling the person a Momo because he should know answers, but he is so nice that it makes up for that quite a bit. So 50-50 shot, but man, good enough. We got great managers that can go in and take turns. We're good.
And I'll say this, I mean, you know, that's where a person that has experience, you know, like myself in my own store, you know, it's part of my job not only to help my customers, but to help my coworkers. You know, it was funny. Saturday, I came up with a new close Saturday, and but it worked in that moment with that customer, and I called it the sausage biscuit close. The guy said, you know, I'll be back Monday at 10:30. I said, nope, it's too late. You got to be here at 9. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, you got to be here at 9 a.m. I said, but if you're here at 9 a.m., I'll have a hot sausage biscuit for you and a cup of coffee. He's like, all right, I can do that. And of course, there's a salesperson sitting right there in front of me. He's like, how'd you do that? He's like, I'm going to have to remember that. But that's part of my job, is to go there and train these guys and show them, look, you know, this is what happened. This is what you can do next time. Or, hey, you want to know what really happened with my customer so you can apply it to your next customer. You know, I do it all the time. It's part of my job, you know, just as being a good coworker. You know, I'm not in management. I'm not a trainer. I'm just a 20-year car guy. But I love helping other people and helping other people watch them grow. You know, like you guys mentioned, I mean, we've got a new sales guy that's been in the business 4 months, and he's number 1 right now. You know, he is rocking. But he listens, he learns, he does whatever we ask him to, and he's prospering from it, and he's learning a lot, and he doesn't want to stop. So, you know, he's going to go far.
And he'll always remember you. He'll remember that first crew of people that were there for it, you know, and I know I do. And it's those things where you have the right ingredients or the right flavor when you first get somewhere. You get hooked on it, man. He's hooked. He's a car guy for life. I promise you.
I don't know what it would have been like coming into the car business and not having a Matt Damos, a Fred Lenartz, a Paul Damos, Chris Craddock, key car guys to pour in, Clint Riggs, into that time, into coming up and say, let me teach you something that'll actually benefit you. And being able to take that and activate it, there's so much value in it. But there was other salespeople like a Dave Harden, Johnny Cantley, so many key car guys that were inside of the area that poured a little bit, whether it was mastering how to do balloons, whether it was mastering how to not be afraid to take the
dude, even lining up cars perfect.
Yes.
Like how to judge, like based off of the hood. Like I could almost, without even getting out the car, could almost make it perfect, even in different vehicles, based off of, even if you do it in an angle. I have that down because I've moved so many damn lots over the years. I mean, we would get to a dealership. We would travel every week. We'd get to a dealership and move the whole lot around, make a corral, put every car in there tight as we could, and just make it look beautiful. But it'd be lined up like just perfect, just lined down. And we would do it. And then we would every single morning balloon that whole lot up inside, and then inside the showroom. I still remember Clint Riggs's. You always had to do the Irish colored balloons for him every time, right? So you'd always, for his team, you'd always make sure you had one of the green, orange, and white ones sitting inside the showroom for him. So I remember that. But I remember a lot of things. I remember doing Skybusters. I remember building like arms for the Skybusters out of long balloons. I remember building the triple spinning arches. I could do those now.
Wall. We built.
I should be a wedding planner as good as I could do damn balloons.
With the balloons. I mean, we were literally. It looked like a circus in town, and
can't mess with my balloon skills, son.
We wanted to make sure we did that, but there was key parts inside of the relationships that we built. But there's. So I guess where I'm trying to get to is
yes. Where were we trying to get to?
The experience inside of the car sale. So the name of this particular show would be called The Follow-Up, our follow-up with Charles Higgins, right? The follow-up is something that you're saying, Charles, is not necessarily something that any customer is going to have the same level of follow-up with a computer or a Carvana or a room, and we keep going to them, but there's something that they're selling people, and it's the experience, and that's ultimately what you're selling is the experience. It's not going to be the product. I'm going to deal with you in another 2-3 years when I need a car again, and I don't know what the car is at this moment, but I do know who I'm going to deal with it with, and I do know what that experience should be like because I know you. So you are teaching salespeople how to have that experience. And no, listen, let me tell you how to command a conversation for a moment. Customers telling me where they're going to be here. I'm telling them the benefit of why they need to be here when I tell them to be here, right? Making sure that you're showing that exchange inside of the conversation, which is just the great skills of a good wordsmith. You're 20 years in this business, you learn how to have a conversation or two. That bravado becomes a natural ninja style. You don't even know that you're doing anymore, right? Except our wives do, because then they'll be like, stop car guying me, right? But anyway, but I say that to say, what is it that these competitors or these other brands are doing in getting their message of the experience so good? Because I'm excited when I do see their commercials, because I want to see what they're poking at. I want to see what they're saying, because these are pain points inside of our business and in the experience of our customers, why we lose them, why they even have a ground in their minds to convert to not wanting Charles to call them for their birthday, because I want the experience of getting my ride to be like this, nice and beep, 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 easy. And you know what, Charles, I don't want you to call me because I don't trust car guys. I don't trust the car business, right? That's still the stigma that they're playing with. They keep poking at that pain, right? Because, we're car guys, right? There's still a good enough stigma for them to build an entire marketing plan in a creative way against us.
It is.
You know what I mean?
But that experience, and I know Charles is going to answer, but the experience, we just have to make our experience better than their experience. We all have the same product. We all have the same financing. We all have all that stuff. But as long as our experience is better, which for history, it's not, but there is experiences out there that are way better. But for the most part, like I've talked about earlier, a majority of us give the crappiest experience ever. And the biggest part of it, and it might even be a good experience while they're buying the car, but the moment they sign, it's over. And that's exactly the same experience that Carvana's giving, Faroom's giving. So even if the experience from that point on was good, what do we do that's different? We make it better after the sale. We have to make sure of that before the sale, even the experience of just being a friend, like Charles was talking about earlier. So love it, man.
And you definitely always, and 100%, as you talk about one sale, you got to be ready and prepared to talk about
the next
sale.
Boom. But before we do anything, and we've already gone quite a bit of time without bumping out the forgive, a focus, fly. The 3 F's, right? Those are important.
The forgive, a focus,
the forgive, they focus, they fly. All right. So let's do this real quick, Charles. Let's break this thing down. All right. So obviously, these 3 words are very important. The 3 F's. The first F is to forgive. Forgive is forgiving everything, all the stuff that you messed up on, the things that people messed up on you. You got to let it all go, because you can't let that hold you down no more. Everybody uses excuses. Oh man, because of my dad didn't do this, my parents didn't do that, or my last boss was this way, or my wife told me I can't. Well, I use that one a lot. But that's the thing. You got to let all that go, because if you want to constantly grow and you want to get to that next level, you have to forgive. So let's do that. Let's forgive, right?
On 3, car guys and car gals, join us as we forgive, focus, and fly together. 1, 2, 3. Forgive,
focus, fly, and keep growing.
Keep growing. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right, man. I appreciate that. That's what it's about. So listen, now that we're turning the page here, I want to get something that kind of brought Charles, made him a little uncomfortable earlier when I said this hashtag. It's one of my favorite hashtags out there, and you're getting ready to read it right now. It's called Car Guy Connection Sessions, folks.
That's right.
It is. Oh, he's saying he's got a phone call. Listen. It's not that scary. So we are going to. The Car Guy confession session doesn't have to be anything bad, but it could be an experience that you had. You've kind of already dropped a few confessions already tonight, talking about experiences on the lot, things that have happened, turns that you've taken, and closes that you've used, right? Well, sometimes we go through a blunder. Sometimes we do something that we weren't supposed to. We learn from it and we grow from it, right? Or maybe you saw one of your compadres out there doing something and they made a huge mistake and you saw a car get wrecked. I don't know. You might have thrown a golf club through a window. I don't know. But things happen at a car dealership that are funny, especially when you retrospect on it. Most of the time, more or less when you retrospect on it, because during the time, sometimes it's not as funny. But what are some of a story that you can give us? Not to put you on the spot, but I am. Give us a story about something that happened to you or that you witnessed happen in the car business. Let's go.
So probably the craziest story that it's actually a customer story. I had an old age. It was a new vehicle, but it already had a year anniversary on the dealership. It was a C-Max. It's the last one. Last year they made it. Had this customer. They landed on it. We were in my office, husband and wife, and we had gone to the house to pick up the wife in the C-Max and brought her back to the dealership. And so we're sitting there going back and forth. And we had slashed this thing all the way down the bottom. There was nowhere to go. We just wanted this car to go away. We were giving it away. And the husband, he was not having it. He just thought we could do better and kept going on and on. And so I made the comment. I was like, this is my job. This is how I pay my bills. This is how, I feed my kids. And then he went into this whole storm of, don't give me the sob story of how you feed your kids off selling cars. Well, next thing I know, his wife decks him right in the mouth.
Boom. Wow.
I'm like, okay. And I was like, never had that happen before, but so I just kind of sit there for a minute because I don't know what to do. Like,
I don't even know what button to push. Oh, no. Or it's like,
yeah, that's how it was. It's like, okay. So after they got done talking between themselves for a couple seconds, I went back to the car deal because I sure didn't want to talk about what just happened. And
here's a napkin, sir. You're bleeding.
Right. And so he starts mouthing off again. His wife decks him again.
Oh my God.
And so finally I looked at her. I'm like, do you like the car? She said, yes. I said, do you feel it's a fair price? She said, yes. I was like, do you mind signing right here? She said, yes, I will. She signed the paperwork. And so they ended up buying the car. But then we were out in the showroom and he's out there talking about the owners, about how, they're just ripping everybody off and everything. The owner is standing right beside him and he doesn't even know it. It was crazy. Of course, the owner didn't say anything. It is what it is. But just a
wow,
ornery old guy that his wife did not like the way he was talking.
Wow.
So she put him in his place.
Funny story though. Truth be told, that's the second time I've heard about somebody, and I didn't see it, but I've heard about the wife punching a husband in the middle of a car deal.
Oh, I don't be able to not laugh my face.
I don't know if it was my brother that
moment.
saw it happen or something, but it was basically like that. Like a husband was talking, like getting it all like this, and the wife was like smack, like with closed hand punched him. We're buying the car, and the dude was like,
"Oh, we need to leave.
All right, we're buying the car." I think it was in West Virginia. I mean, I'm not just saying, but different strokes for different folks, man. But hey, it went down. That's it. They probably were trying to see how you would react.
I don't know. I was just kind of sitting there. And I was like,
could be part of the act.
That's how they get the discounts on all their cars. Listen, I'm going to punch you. I'm going to punch you in the face, and they're going to discount at $500 to get us out. All right.
I need you to bark, bark, bark. I'm going to slug you right in the jaw.
Well, folks,
if they don't go down, we'll keep doing it.
That was a Car Guy confession.
Thank you so much.
Man, that was awesome, man. Man, great.
Wow.
That was a great story, actually. Like, literally got punched in the face
mouth.
for a C-Max that was bottomed all the way out already. You gotta love it. Hey, they great negotiators. It's either they were great negotiators or crazy.
Either way, they had a great experience.
With the ladder, yeah.
And no one will ever forget that experience.
No.
Babe, remember that time I was trying to buy of all cars to buy too? Remember that time you punched me for that Ford C-Max I got you? Some buck.
Yeah.
Those things were kind of expensive though, man. I remember the first time we took something, a pre-owned store, and we had a couple that we bought from auction. We put it out there, and I remember I looked at it on the lot, and I was like, okay, cool, those would be affordable. And then I had my salesperson get me a start number. I was like, hey man, what's the start number on that C-Max? Let me see that. And I pull it up and I see the cost on it. And I'm like, whoa, hold on a second. How much we got in this thing? I saw the book. I was like, oh my God, they're proud of this vehicle. I thought it was going to be like a $13,000 vehicle, I was
they were hybrid or electric. You could do plug-in or hybrid, but they had a lot for that time. I mean, they had a lot of technology in them. More so than the other vehicles of the same time.
Oh man, we would sell them like people who knew what they were. They wanted them. They were like, I want it. I want it.
And they still don't last. They still don't last today.
No, every time we get one in, they're gone.
But I didn't know about that car until it did. It just showed up on the lot. Like, what the heck
I know.
is a C-Max?
What is
I didn't
this
even know
thing?
what that was about. And then it was like, oh wow. Had a few people looking for it. Good car. Interesting car.
Great story. Great times, man.
Yes. Definitely an opportunity for that couple to take home a forgive, focus, fly message.
Right.
Because wow. You never know what you're going to see, folks. And that's, again, part of a 20-year car guy's history of seeing so many different experiences. But I can see that standing out a lot, especially if somebody gets popped in the face because they're mouthing off to their salesperson. That's incredible. That's
got to be nice to your salespeople. If you want a good deal on a car, you better be nice to me. I mean, if you're not nice to me, you're not going to get a great deal. I'm just going to go.
That's exactly right.
Another lesson, and win the wife. Make sure that you win the wife.
Yeah, that's the other side. For all you people out there who buy cars out there, don't like car salespeople, have you ever thought that it might be you? Sometimes you go in there, and don't take this the wrong way. How about coming in there and just being a little nice to us sometimes? And there's a lot of just like the salespeople. There's a lot of y'all out there that come in open arms, ready to do business. No problems. But there's a bunch of you guys out there that just always have to have a reason why you're making it tough for no reason.
Let me show you how we gonna do this.
I love it when they say that.
Okay.
Hey, boy, I want you to go over there and get them keys for me real quick and get me the price while you're in there. Okay. Excuse me, boy.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're from, man, but hey, why don't you come inside with me? Let's see what kind of balls you have real quick.
And it's so funny. I see it all the time, especially new guys, they'll go out they'll up someone on the lot, and they're like, oh, well, they just, wanted this or that. And I'm like, okay, well, it sounds like they want something,
Yeah.
They
didn't just pull in here for
learning. There's always a learning point to it, but it's, and a lot of that, we do it to ourselves. We say the customer, some of them are great. They come in, like you said, open arms. They want to learn. They want to figure out what the solution is to your problem. And then others come in with this huge wall in front of them, and they are just, this is the way it's going to be. But honestly, that's our fault.
Yeah.
It's our fault,
100%.
and we've got to, and it's funny so I trained door-to-door salespeople for about 4 years. I trained door-to-door salespeople, and there's no bigger wall than a complete stranger knocking on your door, trying to sell you something that you don't want and don't need. There's no bigger wall with a customer, and you have even less of a window to connect with that customer.
Seconds.
Oh, 2 to 3 seconds. That's it. Otherwise, you get a door slammed in your face.
Yeah, I wonder what that's been like in the last year.
Yeah. So my thing is I used the Geico commercial. Of course, I'm putting my age on this now, but 20 years ago, the Geico commercial was all over the place. You couldn't get away from it. And So I would go to apartments to train new people. I'd knock all 4 doors at the same time. They're like, what are you doing? How are you going to talk to 4 people? I'm like, I'm not. I'm like, what? So I'd knock all 4 doors, and as soon as they start opening their doors, I'm like, hey, guess what? I just saved a bunch of money by switching to Geico.
Mhm.
Well, they just thought I was a crazy person, and they just started laughing. But it took down that defense. And I still do the same thing on the lot today. I say that story because a lot of times, people will come on the lot and they have this defense up. I'm like, okay, I get it. I understand why you're that way. Let's just have fun. So I'll crack a joke. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get that wall down so we can enjoy the buying experience.
That's fantastic. Yep. And that is crucial to all sales. And it works so well when you are a master at that, breaking down that wall. Even if that's all you're really a master at, it'll take you so far. Because literally when you get that lady who's sitting there with the purse in her lap holding it tight to put that purse down, that's so awesome when you can do that. When you have that guy who has his arms crossed the whole time and he starts to open it up and starts swinging his arms, it's awesome. And in order to do that, you have to ask questions and say the right things. You have to let them know there's no pressure, brother. Hey, listen, we're here to have fun. We're here to grow together. If you don't buy, we can shake hands. It's one of my favorite things. I used to always break them down, do all this stuff. And at the end I say, listen, man, no matter what, let me put you through this process. And at the end of it, if it doesn't work and I can't do everything I promise and that I guarantee, then I don't expect you to buy. Matter of fact, we can shake hands, leave as friends. I say that all the time. And man, I never seen so many people just drop their shoulders and just go with it every time. Like it's almost uncanny. It's very, very rare. And I can't even remember. That's how rare it is when somebody doesn't go through that. It has to be like a real reason. Like they had to really leave or something. Because when you really hit them with everything and you just make it look, at the end of it, it's like 30 minutes all of your life that could save you hours and days. If you just give me 30 minutes, man, you'd be surprised what I could do for you. And if I can't do all those things, man, I don't want you to, nor do I expect you to buy. Shake hands, leave as friends. That's simple, my friend. They're always like, oh yeah, that's freaking awesome. Let's do that. While I'm telling them exactly what's going through. I'm breaking them down the whole road to the sale. Like literally every moment of it. Like this is what's going to go down. You ready? Let's do it. Come on. Let's go out here and do this. All right. Come on, Cletus.
We have a good time. Setting the right appearance, right? Setting the right look towards the future for that customer that's worried about the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
If you let them know that I'm okay if you go your way and I go mine, we are still
won't break my heart.
It's all right. And that I am not like every other salesperson that you think is out there that only wants to sell you something. I want to help you. And getting that message across, especially that key words, friend, is so important. It's I
love that word.
Something that we do reduce the value of understanding that the friendship is really what keeps that relationship together. And that if that friendship is welded properly in that relationship, that is a customer that's going to stay with you for life. That is a customer
for life.
Going to be looking forward to that birthday message.
For life.
Customer that's going to be making sure to ask you when there is a problem so that they're not intimidated to ask for help from you.
And if you do it right, they'll send you a birthday card. That's when you know you're doing it right. I'm telling you, folks, you don't even know. Especially if you use social media, they'll know when your birthday is. They'll send you a birthday wish. They do it all.
Referrals.
Dude, referrals are my favorite birthday gifts.
What? Those are the best.
I love them. They're the best, but those take work and you have to make sure you do it and then make sure you pay your referrals. Don't just hook them up. If you promise them something, even if it's just a free oil change for every referral or something, give them what you say you're going to give them. Don't say it and then, oh man, I couldn't do it on this one. I'll do it on this one. Man, I hate when people do that.
You should make it a goal for yourself to outgive yourself each and every quarter. I want to be able to pay more referrals this quarter than I did last quarter. You should always want to see an uptick in that. If you're doing that, it's a natural recurrence that there's more to go around. Okay. There's more deals to go around if you're aiming at that number. And it's just something that everybody should have out there. Everybody should get a big check.
That's right. Aim high.
With
That's right. I love it.
All those things.
He's so right. He is so right. Lou Ramirez being right again.
Well,
wow.
You know what it is that we're trying to do.
It's magical.
We're trying to make sure that we keep our appearances right. People, listen, Charles, you've done it in the last year, and I want to hit this real fast because you are a example of a person in transitions. You've seen decades of the car life before COVID showed up.
For life.
You had an incredible year as a salesperson. You've hit great numbers. You've seen some great people go to next levels, and you've started brewing solutions by forgiving and focusing and flying. You got this new fire inside of your career. You're accepting and adopting all of the new things that are helping this business to go forward, and you're helping to be a conduit for those things to find their way into your store and into the hands of other people all around you. That's some solutionary stuff. That's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about our friends over at ExoGloss that are helping to make sure that your appearances are
stay glossy,
premium, stay glossy.
Stay glossy.
See that right there? Those are incredible solutionaries. I love Terry Torline because he's one. If you've never listened to that crazy smooth talker on the Clubhouse, he will straight. I mean, it would make me be like, man, dude, how did you just?
It reminds me of Nick Nolte, like a younger Nick Nolte. I don't know why. He does.
He just does. But no, he's definitely somebody that I'm excited that we get to jam out with. I'll expound on this a little bit more right after this. So, rocking out to that. The reason why I keep going back to this word, though, isn't just because ExoGloss is incredible people and a great product for you all to have inside of your dealership, but because you're setting a stage for somebody. So during COVID, you haven't been able to talk to people. So you've adopted different, or not talk to people the same in the traditional form. Ups have been reduced, but people still want their product. You still have to be relevant. You still have to explain what that experience is going to be like. You have to lay a proper appearance of what is going to happen from stage one to delivery, right?
Right.
What tools would you recommend for somebody to be able to use, or not necessarily tools, but what would you say is most important in getting the message across to that customer that is that fresh lead, is trying to make that decision to go from just looking to buying and doing it all digitally? What has that been like for you inside of your 20-year experience?
So for me, I mean, this last year, there's been I pushed a lot towards video. Majority of my follow-up was video from the very beginning to the end till after the sale. Because, we have it's one thing to hear someone on the phone. It's another to be able to see them. And with everything that was going on last year with COVID, there was a lot of people that were scared to come in the dealership, and so I could show them on video, hey, this is my office. This is where we'll be. I'll have the car pulled up. I have the car pulled up right here when you get here. It's already been sanitized, or, whatever is their worry. I could satisfy it not only by my words, but they could see my facial expressions. They could see that I genuinely cared. So that was a big thing for me, was video. And I communicated that to customers I didn't even know I had yet through social media. I would do videos on social media and say, hey, this is who I am. This is what I can provide. If you have any questions, I'm here. But video was huge for me in the last year. And it continues to be so.
And video is the future. I mean, it's the past, the future, it's everything, man. Video is gigantic. And it's the biggest thing is before you used to have to pay a production team to make your videos for you, or you remember, now it's all in your hand. It's right here. It's that tool we call the phone, and the phone is powerful. And if you use it and you use all these things, like we talked about earlier, you got that lead from Facebook. It was free. It cost you nothing to put that social media post out there, right? When you can find out that, hey, but then there's ways that you can amplify that. Now you're doing it all for free. You'll get your leads. You'll get that. So that's one fishing hole. Then you can pay for leads. I mean, you can pay for your boosting your social media post and getting it out there more, or you can hire an agency to help you get it out there and get your post a little bit deeper or whatever it needs to happen. But whether you do all that stuff or not, the key is you have to do. And if you don't take those steps and you don't keep moving forward towards it, you're never going to get there. And you really just have to go for it, man. And really just take the leap of faith.
And listen, all you car guys, car gals, and solutionaries that are constantly trying to find a way to dig in deeper or find a way to get that next sale, to find a way to get that next opportunity. None of it is going to come together unless you make sure that you firmly ground your attitude into a place of understanding that you have to consistently adapt. Adapt. So in the military, there's always adapt and overcome. Whatever the situation is, though we may put a procedure in place, though we may put a schedule in line, though we may put a routine with the schedule and the elements all together, things change. Things get shook up and jacked up, and you have to be able to adapt and overcome. But the key thing inside of all that is that your head is in a place where you can not go into the crazy place of fear, because that's where your customer goes. And if you jump down that dark hole with them, then you're all lost. Everybody's having a bad time, right? But setting your expectation inside of the beginning of your conversations, letting them know. See, Charles isn't just getting on there and saying, "Hi, I'm Charles, and this is how you get a hold of me." He does say that, but there's key pieces that you do pour into that. And this is something that you all will get the chance to pick up inside of the consistent method as we get the chance to train more of you out there of how to actually set that expectation in the right way so that your customer knows what's getting ready to happen and they trust you through the whole process. So just because you have a process, that's great. It's nothing if it's not explained to somebody. If you build a roller coaster, that's awesome. If you don't have anybody ride it, you just got a big bunch of track. Okay. You got tracks everywhere. So no matter how many word tracks you have, no matter how many scripts you study, it doesn't matter until you actually have somebody sitting inside of the seat or on the other side of the phone or texting you or emailing you. But knowing what to say is key.
That's right. Even E.T. wanted to phone home.
Elliot.
Elliot.
Right. It's so important that we make sure that we set the expectation of where it is that we want to go. And that's all that ET did is he pointed up. He just pointed, I want to go here. That's all that I want to do. I want to go this direction. And if that's all the customer gives you, remember, sometimes they're limited in what they're going to say to you. It's your job to help figure it out for them. They're not the pros at this. They don't have 20 years like Charles at helping them find a car. I'm pretty sure he knows a thing or two about doing it, just like you. And if you're 2 weeks into the car business, in most case scenarios, you know more than most people buying cars.
Definitely after 30 days. I mean, you got to think, if you just sell the average 8 cars in 30 days, then you have definitely sold more cars than the average person buys in a lifetime. So that being said, who is the real pro? You've done it in a month, so you've accelerated. Now imagine, amplify that like to above average. Let's say you're doing 25 a month and you've been doing it for 2 years. Now, how many cars have you sold? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You doing it. That's 300 cars a year, right? So what happens though is when you do something like that, you're gonna have that much opportunity to say, hey, listen, I understand that you bought your 6 cars and you did it this way, but every time it seems like the way you're acting, it was pretty rough. Maybe try it my way this one time, and you might find that it is way better, smoother, and you save money, time, and headache. Most importantly, the headache, because I'm sure you know how to save money already. You've done it 6-7 times. I'm not trying to say you don't know how to do that, but the way you're doing it, it just seems so rigid and like against the grain. Why do it against the grain when you don't have to? You know, and when you can do that and explain that to somebody, like I said, a lot of times they just go with it, man, and they appreciate that, because all you have to do is shake hands, leave friends, or now it's elbow bump and leave his friends, or fist bump and leave his friends. You know what I'm saying?
Pound through the glass, guys.
Hey, let's pound, and then explode, and then make it come back, explode, come back, do it all. So, but hey, we like to have fun. So, No, man, this has been a great conversation tonight, Charles, man.
Good
As
just catching up
always,
with you, brother.
it was great to have you on here. It was great having this convo. I know it's getting late. I know you're probably ready to get to bed. I know this show, it's got to end at some point. I don't like these to end. That's why they're always so damn long. But hey, they do. And Charles, man, we appreciate you for being here. We appreciate you for bringing some solutions to our people out there like you always do. Folks, if you haven't been checking out Charles's posts and stuff, check them out. If you're in that Tennessee area down there, in that, right, you're right outside. I mean, guys, folks, he's right on that.
Through Tennessee.
Yeah, he drove through there real quick.
Through with these guys. Check out these guys right here. The travel buddies right there. Bing bong.
That's our sons.
And that's my dude. That was our first trip with him.
That's funny.
Yeah, man. But Charles, I did want to actually give you a call and be like, can we zip through over and just do a Higgins on Higgins? I didn't win on that.
Yeah, the family was probably like, no, we're driving.
We're the dog's all nervous.
We are in Tennessee. We're almost home
go.
now. It is time to roll. Keep rolling. Press that gas. Don't stop.
I couldn't close.
Let the dog pee in the car. We're good. Let's go.
Man. But no, seriously, car guys, car gals, a great contributor to the Car Gal Cafe. This right here is Charles Higgins. He does drop some great nuggets inside of there. Make sure that you get inside of that cafe and get some of the solutions and share some. Charles is doing big things, but we know he's not the only one. And the biggest thing that I know he wants to do is make sure that other people turn their lights on also. They become aware of their ability to help people in this business. And that's one reason why we honor Charles and why we're so thankful that somebody like Charles gets to brew with us, because he truly wants to see people find themselves succeed in this business. He is so much a servant leader, and he doesn't want any of the accolades for him. And that's why I am completely down with giving him as many as we can and tell him how much we love him all the time, because he's an incredible solutionary. But
dude.
He's leading the way for many, many, many of you that actually want to build a business inside of a business. I mean, again, we can talk on this all day long of how important it is that you build it, but he's doing it. He's doing it. Remember, a mall can get built, and the dealers are the mall. But if you're a store inside of the mall that's going to fixate yourself there, you can grow incredibly, but you have to put the right processes in place. But remember, it's your business to run. Be thankful and honoring those that have a dealership for you. You know, they have cars, processes, computers, all the stuff that you need to do business, but treat your business accordingly.
Be a business, be a brand.
Be it. Build
Keep growing. Don't stop, folks. Certified Solutionaries coming to a town near you. Make sure you check it out. We will be helping you become certified. If you want to be certified, come holler at us. It's happening. A lot of things are cracking in, just slapping in and snacking in.
That's what's happening.
That's what happening.
That's what's
okay,
happening.
we're going for it. None of that stuff I said made sense.
What?
But you know
DJ,
what I
what's
meant.
up, brother? Appreciate you, brother.
Know what I meant.
You understand what he knew.
You knew what I am. What I am, and what I am is what you
Charles,
knew.
like, what are you guys even saying now?
It doesn't matter.
It's called late crazy talk.
It's called.
Go to bed.
It's called, man. We need to make this happen, Captain. All right. So we got some big stuff coming. I know we've been talking about it. It is happening. It's so crazy because it is like now. It's not like tomorrow. It's like it's happening. It's
like, right
it's like happening. I'll say it again, making no sense. And then, all right. So
oh, it's so late. Charles, again, brother, thank you so much. Hang out with us right backstage. We want to talk to you just a little bit more. But for all of you other solutionaries that are going to do great things in your world, please do us a favor and share this message out there. Make sure that people know to go to carguycoffee.com if they want to put something inside of their cup to help upshift and uplift them. If they want to actually put a real brew of coffee, they can get that too by going to carguycoffee.com. Go to the cafe. You can get you some of this caffeinated consistency, and you can also get you some of the swag. You can get you a Keep Growing shirt, right? You can get you a Forgive, Focus, Fly shirt, some sort of inspiration shirt to make sure that people know that you are brewing solutions on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Keep your ears tuned, because the consistent method is going to be available for you solutionaries that really want to upshift and uplift your business. Take control of what it is that you have in front of you today, which is your business.
And I think we might give out the consistent method for free. We might do that. I don't know. We're thinking, And that's the start of it. You just might have to go to our website and check it out. Click on the buttons, click on this, click on that. Put your email address here. You know the deal, but it's going to happen. And we want you to happen. We want you all to have it because it's important that you guys all enjoy it and start to grow immediately, because I've had some massive growth over the last year. Lou's has some massive growth to the point where we're ready to teach people how to get some massive growth going too. It's amazing. We can help people not just in the car business, but if you want to learn how to do podcasting, if you want to learn how to do videos, if you want to learn how to do editing, if you want to learn how to like anything, I don't care. Backflips. I could do backflips. You want to learn how to do backflips? I could teach you to do backflips.
You can do that.
I'm out on that.
Ask Lou. I'll do
I'm
them.
out on that.
Charles is like, and so inside of that, you want to know. You don't have to drink all of the flavors. You don't have to have all that. You don't. If
But
Charles
listen,
doesn't want to learn how to backflip, he doesn't need to
but
learn
listen,
how to
we're Baskin Robbins. Whatever flavor you need,
Come
we
on.
have it. Come get it. That's what we're
Come
giving.
on.
We're not limited, man, because we have so much to give and we're excited to give it. And it's the more we give, the better we feel, man. And I've been giving a lot this past year, and I feel like I've been giving back a lot, and I'm ready to just keep giving it. So keep taking it. Y'all have a great night. Let's go. Woo!
Forget Focus Fly, everybody. Keep brewing some serious solutions
That's
out
right,
there
man.
with the greatest.
I love y'all.
You guys are awesome. We love you all. Shout out to Cargal Coffee, the Sisters of
Yes.
Savings. Pay attention to that this week,
Man.
folks, because they are definitely brewing some serious solutions. If
I
you
love
haven't
them
gotten you
girls.
some of that, you need to go get you some, but you can get some more of that inside of the cafe. But this is Lou Ramirez, the car guy,
And this is Fred Lenartz, the subprime hero.
and you've been brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee podcast with our friend
Charles
Charles Higgins.
Higgins.
Thank you so much, everybody. Good night. Good night.